Oh, what is the Epskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 116 of my little wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all of the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on in both of the companies storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, letting you know my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs that week. So, let's dive into the review. We got Monday Night Raw in Houston, Texas, and we're kicking it off with Travis Scott arriving in a Cybertruck. Gross. I am so disappointed in the Cybertruck. Moving on, we got Drew McIntyre. He cuts a promo, disappointed that the junkie Seth Rollins accepted the tag team match versus the Bloodline. World champion Seth Rollins interrupts, demands Drew to take a free shot at him. Seth calls Drew a coward and a hypocrite. McIntyre tells Seth he was right about the Bloodline. Seth says he's beating the Bloodline and McIntyre at Mania. Try and stop me. Rollins trying to anger Drew into attacking him, but McIntyre able to keep his cool just barely. Good promo from both guys here, kind of just rehashing most of the same stuff that's already been said, but now apparently Drew is fine with the Bloodline stuff because, well, they could potentially help Drew McIntyre win the championship at WrestleMania, whether they beat the shit out of Seth night 1, and if they do happen to win, they could interfere, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of positives for Drew McIntyre to just let Seth do what he wants, and we'll see where that goes. I still have that little suspicion in the back of my head that Drew is going to end up, joining Seth in the fight. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I don't know why I think they're going to do that, but I still think it's going to happen. Moving on, we got Becky Lynch going up against Liv Morgan. They have been building up this little beef between these two the last few weeks. It's been pretty good so far. Let's see how this match goes. Liv Morgan, nice dive to the outside and a code breaker. Liv, another code breaker, this time with a springboard. We get a near fall there. Morgan, sunset powerbomb to the floor. That was just a nasty landing for Becky. Manhandle slam by the man. Liv Morgan kicks out of that. And then Liv nails Oblivion, but Becky rolls out to the floor. The high IQ move. Lynch outsmarts Liv, nails the manhandle slam, pins, and grabs a big momentum win. That was a banger right there. That was a really fine match. Liv was fantastic. She dominated the match 80%, I would say, laying in a lot of big offense. Becky, nice selling, great chemistry with Liv. Pleasantly surprised with this one. 8 out of 10. We got Rhea Ripley. She walks right by Liv Morgan, who's trash talking her, just ignores that, goes right to Becky to speak with her. Ripley trash talking the man. Becky fires back, warns Ripley, when people doubt the man, she is great. So, alright, pretty good. Maybe they're teasing a potential triple threat match with Liv Morgan maybe squeezing her way in here. But, she didn't pick up the victory, so, she doesn't really have a lot to say to get her way in there, but maybe. We move on. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis announce a massive tag team tournament where the winners are entered into a 6-pack tag team ladder match at WrestleMania for the undisputed tag team titles. That is freaking awesome. Thumbs up for that announcement. I mean, I've always missed when, it's a great thing that Money in the Bank got so big that it was able to become its own pay-per-view, which is awesome, but I miss having Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, and this is going to help me with that lack. At least I'm getting some ladder match at WrestleMania. I'm down with this. So, Judgment Day, they're pissed off. They storm into the office. They're mad about having to defend against 5 other teams in a ladder match. That's fair. Pierce throws Miz and R-Truth under the bus, claim that it was their idea to have this whole tournament thing. R-Truth shows up at the exact wrong time, and Priest wants Truth in a match tonight. Oh, yeah. We move on to a different match. It's Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Dupree, impressive reverse caterpillar Then she gets wrecked by Candice, who then corners Dupree and just bullies Maxine to tears. Indy boots Maxine, pins, and wins. What the fucking fuck, Candice? What crawled up your ass? I mean, just bullying someone into having an emotional breakdown, wanting to leave the match. Very interesting. Crowd not sure how to react to that. Very strange match. I can only imagine how that went down live. Probably didn't hear anything, just saw two women in the corner, and then one just breaks down and leaves, and the match is over. But weird. So what? We doing Candice LeRae turning into a heel? I mean, you got to do something with her. She's got a lot of talent, but she has just been kind of spinning wheels for years, has been kind of flip-flopping gimmicks, in and out of tag teams, so maybe this is something that Candice can bite her sink her teeth into. That's the phrase we're looking for, but yeah, this was strange. Not sure if it went over the way they were hoping for, but interesting at least. We got Cody Rhodes. He is interviewed by Michael Cole, who asked Cody Rhodes why he slapped The Rock last Friday. Cody says, well, it was a receipt, and it felt damn good to slap his boss across the face. Cody taken down memory lane. He gets a little emotional, and he wants to win at WrestleMania for his mom and finish the story. Good promo here from Cody, getting emotional, felt good, and yeah, good promo. Thumbs up. Michael Cole giving him a little hug, little words of encouragement. Not bad. We got Liv and Becky showing respect with each other backstage. They shake hands, and then they both get blindsided by Nia Jax. Becky is put through a table, and mercy, Nia Jax just will not give up on Becky Lynch. Hates her, so yeah, pretty good right there. We got the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. It's Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, Kairi Sane with Damage Control, defending against Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Zoe's springboard dive wipes out the Kabuki Warriors. Zayn, nice double stomp to Zoe, and then the double sliding knees by Kabuki Warriors. Zoe hits a Z360. Shayna knee to the face, but the pin is broken up. Karafuda clutch broken up by Dakota. Asuka head kick Shayna. Insane elbow. The Kabuki Warriors retain the tag team championships. Good effort in this match from Shayna and Zoe. They definitely got screwed by Dakota in this one, so Dakota doing her part, playing a big role in the outcome of this match, is annoying, but it's expected. Warriors working smoothly together. Pretty good match, nothing too crazy, but nice to see they're defending the titles on a fairly regular basis. They're getting a lot more airtime than friggin' Chance and Carter did, which is, not very good, but I'm okay with it. At least they're getting some tag team championship matches on the air. We move on. It's Judgment Day. They find Andrade, ask him, would he be interested in talking business later? Andrade says yes. And yeah, man, I'm down with this. Andrade would make, he makes a lot of sense with Judgment Day. Dom's already in there. But there is potential. If Andrade got in there, would he maybe conspire against Damian Priest? Damian fits in there good, but I feel like they've been wanting him to be the guy that emerges out of Judgment Day as the big superstar or something. He's just kind of been, honestly, the most disappointing member overall for me in Judgment Day. So I don't know. I'm good with Andrade joining, maybe having a little internal beef with Priest. That could be interesting, but we'll see where that goes. We move on. It is R-Truth now versus Damian Priest with the Judgment Day. Priest cheap shots Truth. Here comes DIY. They arrive to cheer on R-Truth, and it helps. R-Truth nails a Cena combo with the FU, locks in the STFU. Judgment Day attack DIY. Truth a massive dive off of the top, wipes out everybody. That was crazy. Thumbs up for that. Except Damian, though. He nails a lariat, hits the south of heaven, and Damian Priest wins. Damian almost lost to R-Truth, so, that says something. Nothing against R-Truth, but he's not been a big wrestling concern in WWE. But, if you want to have Damian up there as a main event guy, you can't have him he would have lost to R-Truth if it was a one-on-one with no shenaniganery. But anyway, entertaining match. R-Truth was awesome. Judgment Day beat down DIY and R-Truth after the match because that's what they do. We got Jey Uso. He cuts a promo. Yeet. He calls out his brother Jimmy Uso for a match at WrestleMania. Jey says he will kick the yeet out of Jimmy's ass. Quick promo, crowd going nuts. Good job, Jey. Thumbs up for that. And that would be a fun match. Brother versus brother at Mania. I would love you to throw a little ladder in there. That would be even better, but I'm good with it. And this one's interesting. So the next inductee for the 2024 Hall of Fame class is well-known WWE wrestler Muhammad Ali. So, yep, there's that. I mean, Muhammad Ali, an incredible, legendary boxer. I know he has ties to the WWE, but yeah, it caught me off guard a little bit. But cool, I guess. All right. We move on. Intercontinental Champion Gunther interviewed. He is asked about the gauntlet match. Wishes the winner good luck because, well, no one's going to beat Gunther at WrestleMania, so it doesn't matter who wins. And here it comes. It's main event time. The Intercontinental #1 Contenders Gauntlet match. So we run the gauntlet. It starts with 2 guys, and you just keep bringing in guys until there's nobody left. And the final guy wins. So we're kicking it off. It's Ricochet versus J.D. McDonough. McDonough blocks a moonsault, nails a brainbuster, gets a near fall there. Death Valley driver onto the apron by Ricochet. Damn. Moonsault, Northern Light suplex into a brainbuster. Just a sick combo there from Ricochet. Picture perfect shooting star press by Ricochet, pins and eliminates McDonough. We move on. It's Bronson Reed coming out next now to fight Ricochet. Ricochet nails 2 dives on Bronson before Reed can even get into the match. Bronson nails the tsunami and Ricochet is eliminated. So it didn't work. We got Sami Zayn now. He comes out to try and take out Bronson Reed. Sami hits a moonsault off of the barricade, sticks the landing. Avalanche Sunset Powerbomb, and that is it. Sami eliminates Bronson Reed. Damn. We got Shinsuke Nakamura. He comes out next to take on Sami Zayn. Bronson is still pissed off. He hits Zayn with a tsunami. Shinsuke hits a Kinshasa. Countered into a roll-up, though, by Sami. We get a near fall there. Shinsuke misses another Kinshasa. Sami haluva kick out of nowhere eliminates Nakamura. The final guy to come out for the gauntlet is Chad Gable going up against Sami Zayn. Chad, a good sport. He helps out Sami get back to his feet to start this match so they can have as close of a fair fight as you can. Gable avalanche belly to belly. We got a near fall there. Sami blocks a moonsault, traps Chad in a roll-up, another crazy near fall. Haluva kick caught by Gable into the ankle lock. Sami won't give up. Gable hits a German suplex, but misses the moonsault. Haluva kick on one leg. Sami slow to the cover. Chad countered into a roll-up. Sami barely kicks out of that. Gable smashing Sami with wicked nasty elbows, nails a Chaos Theory German suplex, transitions into the ankle lock, but Zayn counters that into a roll-up, pins Gable, and wins the gauntlet match to face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Damn, dude, that was a awesome gauntlet. The final, holy shit. But the opening with Ricochet and JD McDonough, that was really good. 2 extremely talented wrestlers. Don't even listen to that 71 overall for JD McDonough. Just baloney. Great to see Ricochet back in action. He is fantastic as always. Just so talented. Bronson's tsunamis were fucking vicious. He did his part. Gable and Zayn, though, that was the show stealer. Fantastic match. Excellent counters and near falls. I mean, wow. Chad Gable, man. He went all out in that performance. Like, regardless of who won that, I would have been happy with Gable or Sami Zayn. I mean, it's just Sami Zayn is just the bigger name. That's the money match for WrestleMania. But Chad Gable, man, wow. Outstanding performance. Hopefully he gets his due someday here in the WWE. The guy is amazing. 9 out of 10 for this gauntlet match. And that is the end of the show. Awesome Raw right here. Wrestling was really good. There is some magic, I'm telling you, between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. Segments were really strong in the show. A huge ladder match added for WrestleMania. Well done, Monday Night Raw. Hitting that with an 8.5 out of 10. Check that show out. Really good stuff. We slide into NXT now. We got LWO, it's Wild and Del Toro, going up against ODM, Bronco, and Price with scripts. ODM attack LWO before the bell. Bronco takes a stiff kick right in the mouth, like just, how you doing? Wild leaps off Bronco, gets crazy height, takes out Price and Scripps. Thumbs up for that. That was crazy. Del Toro Frankensteiner assisted springboard 450 splash from Wild, pins, and the LWO grab the W. LWO, Jesus, man, really good performance. Wild is a wild man. I mean, that dude can get crazy height, hell of a high flyer. And ODM, man, good work from them. They are doing good work with LWO. Thought there was some chemistry there. They're not like blowing me away with what they're doing, but they're big, they're mobile, athletic guys. They're a solid tag team and a solid match. We got Thea Hale. She is upset, shows Duke and Chase that JC Jane and Nyx are hanging out without her. How dare they? Thea says, I don't need them anymore, brings out Kalani Jordan, who will be her partner for tonight. And yeah, man, I like that idea. Kalani Jordan, unbelievable. She is super good, new wrestler, but she would fit in perfectly with Chase U. I think that would be fantastic. Moving on, it's Roxanne Perez. She cuts a promo, says the old happy-go-lucky Roxanne Perez is gone. Yay. Perez has carried the women's division. Pissed the fans are cheering for Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch over Roxanne, who's the most decorated woman in NXT history. I can't confirm that, but it sounds right. She has won a lot of stuff. Perez brags about putting Lyra in the hospital last week. Here comes Ava Raine. She argues with Perez. Tatum Paxley jumps out of the crowd, tries to attack Perez, but referees are able to stop Tatum as Ava Raine is just screaming at her. Great promo here, though, from Perez. Thumbs up for that. Really coming out of her shell. I am very glad that she dropped the happy, glad to be here gimmick. It is an absolute death sentence in modern wrestling. Like, people just don't like that. Like, that's just not a thing that works anymore. So, really good. I've actually really enjoyed Roxanne Perez over the last while now. She's been doing really good as a heel. And now, with this kind of promo, that's the kind of thing that turns you into a really good babyface, where you're like, I'm not taking shit no more. I'm not letting people walk all over me. I'm taking control, and that's the kind of shit that turns you into a huge babyface these days. So excited to see where this goes with Perez. Now we move on. It is the family. They are eating at the dinner table, celebrating Luca Crucifino's addition to the family. NXT champion Ilya Dragunov, he has a sit-down conversation with Tony D. Dragunov congratulates Tony for being a man of his word, but the NXT championship stays with Ilya. And here comes Stax and Luca. They grab Dragunov and shove him into a trunk of a car. The family take Ilya for a little ride. We'll come back to him later. But first, it's Mr. Stone versus Lexis King. King beating up Stone. A little comeback there for Stone, but that's stopped by a super kick in midair. King hits a drive by Plant Stone with a DDT, and it's over. Storyline squash match. You know, they're trying to build up Stone as this resilient babyface and Lexis King as a dirtbag heel. King wants to deal more damage after the bell, but here comes Von Wagner to save Mr. Stone, carrying him to safety. Aw, that's sweet. That's nice. We got Oba Femi. His interview is cut off by Dijak, who calls Femi a phony champion. Oh, buddy. Dijak versus Oba Femi championship match. Let's do it. Let's make it no rules. And that's it. That's all I want. Let's go. North American Championship. It's Oba Femi defending against not Dijak. It's Brooks Jensen. Oba hits a couple of nasty backbreakers. Josh Briggs comes out to cheer on Jensen. It helps Briggs a little bit. Oba back to dominating, throwing Jensen across the ring. Wicked pop-up powerbomb. Oba is just laughing at Briggs. Powerbombs Jensen again. Pins and retains the North American Championship. Just a statement victory right there for Obafemi. Really good performance, whooping ass and talking trash, having a great time in the ring. And, a bit of a statement loss here for Jensen, who got absolutely destroyed. Like, definitely not in contention. He is not ready. That is the story being told here. So Briggs comes in, he consoles Jensen in the ring and stares daggers at Obafemi. So maybe they're going to have a match about it later, but it looks like they're mending fences between Briggs and Jensen. So yeah, it looks like probably going to end up as a tag team again. This whole singles experiment, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Kind of a detour, I guess, but I don't know. Moving on, Tony D'Angelo kidnapped Dragunov to speak with him on a bridge about power and then ditches Dragunov on the bridge to walk back to the arena. Like, Jesus, Tony, what are you doing over here? Anyway, Gigi Dolan versus Ariana Grace up next. Ariana grabs her tiara, tries to put it on Gigi. The referee wrestles it away from Ariana, who accidentally low blows Gigi in the process. Well, Gigi says, "You low blow me, I'ma low blow you back." She does just that, and the match is disqualified. Ariana wins. I am not sure I have ever seen that happen before. Two women low blowing each other like that. I mean, it hurts. I asked my wife, I confirmed this, that, taking a kick in the pelvis, that hurts. So we move on. Kiana James and Izzy Dame, they're teaming up together to take on Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan. But Kalani was sneak attacked right before the match, so Thea Hale forced to go out alone. What the heck? But not for long. Fallon Henley comes out to Thea's aid. JC Jane and Jasmine Nix show up to watch. Jane pulls Henley out of the way of Izzy's kick, but Thea gets hit with the kick instead. Kiana hits Thea with a 401k, pins, and wins. Solid tag team match. Thea hot tag was really good. She was fired up, going nuts like she used to. And then Thea cuts a promo on JC Jane, calling her rotten. Thea finally sees JC for what she really is, a bitch, then tells JC they ain't friends no more, and the old Thea Hale is back. She does a whole bunch of laps around the ring going crazy, and yeah, that is awesome. Good promo here for Thea. Thumbs up for that, and glad to have the old Thea Hale back. She was on fire, and then this little detour with JC Jane just, building up her character a little bit more, giving her a little bit more depth, and yeah, I like it. Good stuff. Now we got the Quarter Catch crew. They're bullying Riley Osborne in the locker room. Here comes Axiom and Nathan Frazier to back up Osborne. So probably some sort of trios tag team match incoming. We got the Good Brothers backstage. They cut a promo on Hank and Tank, claiming they can't take them. Hank and Tank see the promo on TV and they get super fired up about it. Braun and Baron show up, and that only fires Hank and Tank up even more. I love Hank and Tank, man. I want more of these guys. Hilarious little moment right here for those two. Thumbs up. We got Ridge Holland versus Shawn Spears up next. Spears trash-talking Ridge, says, "You let your family down," and Ridge absolutely explodes. Choke slams Spears through the announce table. That was a beautiful bump. Thumbs up. Holland grabs Shawn's chair, but the referee stops Ridge from using it. Spears nails the Death Valley driver, they call it a C4, onto the chair, pins Holland, and picks up the W. Pretty solid match here, building up Ridge into this uncontrollable rage machine. We'll see how that works out. I mean, I don't really give one shit about Ridge, no offense, but he's just so boring. And Shawn Spears, a mind-manipulating heel. Pretty alright so far. I feel like they're probably going to do some sort of no disqualification match between these two, and that would be a pretty good match, I would think, right there. So we move on now. It's Trick Williams. He cuts a promo addressing the Carmelo Hayes betrayal. Simply ask Carmelo Hayes, why? Trick was warned numerous times about Melo hating on Trick behind the scenes. Even John Cena warned him about Melo. Trick challenges Carmelo to a match at Stand and Deliver, but Noam Dar and the Metaphor come out to interrupt. Noam Dar calling Trick a crybaby and the paper tiger of NXT. Metaphor enter the ring. Noam Dar says, "I'ma knock you out," and then proceeds to get dropped by Trick. Lash Legend, she gets dropped by a big old smooch from Trick Willie. Oh damn, that got the crowd going nuts for Trick right there. And yeah, that's a fun way to end the show. Solid promo for Trick. The crowd's 100% behind this guy. It's not the strongest promo, like he still is a little bit robotic, I guess, but it doesn't matter when the crowd's behind a guy like this. It's a lot of fun. And that kiss, that was out of nowhere. Oh my god. And that's the end of the show. Pretty good NXT, more focus on character and storyline progression this show. Thea Hale is back to normal. This makes me very, very happy. Ridge Holland, I feel, has a pulse. Maybe if we can get some no disqualification matches, that could help out. And I want more Hank and Tank, y'all. Come on. These guys are so freaking good together. I know they're not the best wrestlers yet, but more backstage segments like that. And another good week for Tony D and the family. They continue their rise to the top of NXT. And Trick Willie. More babyface fluffing for this guy. I don't know how much more fluff he can get. He is just beloved. And the wrestling was a little bit back burner, but okay matches overall. 6.5 out of 10 for NXT. And now we go to SmackDown in Memphis. It's The Rock doing his big long entrance and then cuts a nice guy promo for Memphis City because The Rock started wrestling in Memphis. So they're off the hook. Rock sings a song for Memphis about Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, which was actually pretty good. I'll give it a thumbs up, even though he was reading off of a paper, it was still well done. The Rock is disgusted that Cody responded to The Rock by slapping him and then crying about it on SmackDown. Rock, addressing Cody's mama directly, says Cody will get his ass beat and lose at WrestleMania. Rock pulls out a lovely customized weightlifting belt and says he's going to use it to whoop Cody's ass and then give it to Mama Rhodes. My goodness, Dwayne, talking about somebody's mama, that's going to go over not very well, especially with Cody, but that was pretty awesome, man. The Rock really starting to find his groove, like he's not how he was in his prime back in the day, but it's still really entertaining. I love that he's doing the heel thing so much better, and yeah, I was laughing during the song. It was pretty funny. Pretty good way to open up the show. We move on. It is a tag team title ladder match qualifying match. They're calling him Berto now instead of Humberto. It's just Berto and Garza with Legado versus Wild and Del Toro of LWO with Selena. Nice dual dives and springboard splashes by LWO. We get an avalanche military press slam from Legado, pop-up kick from Legado, and they win, advancing to the qualifying match for the ladder match. Nice high flying from both squads here. I'd give the edge there for LWO. Good pace, good chemistry. These teams have been dealing with each other for quite a bit now. 7 out of 10. Good match. We have LA Knight, yeah. He is interviewed by Kayla, and LA Knight is asked if he is still hunting AJ Styles. Knight cuts a promo challenging AJ Styles to a match at WrestleMania. Yeah, AJ Styles nails LA Knight with a chair from behind, accepts the challenge. Oh yeah, baby, that's a pretty good match there added for WrestleMania. Gotta have AJ Styles. It's not gonna steal the show or anything, but it's a good match. It'll definitely get the crowd going with LA Knight, yeah. We got the United States champion, Logan Paul. He is demanding Nick Aldis make Randy Orton apologize to him for RKOing KSI last week. Aldis says, "Do it yourself, bitch." And Logan says, "This ain't over." We move on. It's Paul Heyman scared half to death backstage. Jimmy Uso cuts a promo on his brother Jay. Yeet, as they build up some more heat between these two brothers going into their WrestleMania match. We have Grayson Waller now with Austin Theory going up against Randy Orton. Logan Paul arrives to join commentary. This distracts Orton slightly. Theory saves Grayson from an RKO, takes a vintage DDT from Randy. Grayson nailed with an RKO, and Randy wins. Orton dealing with lots of interference. He handled it well. Pretty easy win right here. I mean, again, they're making like Waller and Theory borderline like enhancement squash talent. Like they virtually always get their asses kicked. I don't know. Theory attacks Randy after the bell. Logan Paul joins the fun, but Kevin Owens runs down to save Randy Orton. Stunner to Theory into an RKO, and then Randy almost RKOs Kevin Owens by mistake, but it's all good. Happens all the time. Don't worry about it. Nick Aldis announces Logan Paul defends the United States Championship versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a triple threat at WrestleMania. Now, that's a pretty good match. That's fun. Makes me nervous that with the triple threat implications that it's an easier way to keep the title on Logan Paul. I really hope that they don't do that. It's really hurting the United States Championship right now. Like, Logan can have a match, absolutely, but it needs to be heavily scripted and practiced and everything, so he can't defend it on a regular basis. It's really just making other wrestlers and the championship look very, very weak right now, so I'm fine with Logan Paul being involved in the WWE, but for him to be a champion, it's just not cool with me, so hopefully Orton, preferably Kevin Owens, wins the championship. We have Dakota Kai cuts a little promo with Damage Control, trash talking Bayley some more. We move on to Santos Escobar with Legado versus Dragon Lee. Santos picks up a quick roll-up pinfall victory over Dragon. Very disappointing match right here. I was expecting good back and forth match. We got a couple of luchadors, should have some good chemistry off the bat, and no, just not a squash match, but it was barely a match, really annoying. And then Legado immediately attacked Dragon after the bell. Here comes Carlito. He runs down for the save, but that's not enough. Rey Mysterio also arrives for the rescue. Rey then challenges Santos to a one-on-one match next week. He doesn't say if he accepts or not, but it's probably going down. Now we have the other six-pack ladder match qualifying tag match thing. It's the new Catch Republic Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne versus Pretty Deadly Wilson and Prince. Huge airplane spin from Tyler, elevated bulldog by Pretty Deadly. Bate kicks out of that. The dual burning hammer from NCR pins Pretty Deadly, and NCR will face Legado for a spot in the six-pack ladder match at WrestleMania. Now that is a mouthful. Solid tag team match. That dual burning hammer from Bate and Pete Dunne, that is such a sick finisher. Keep that up and it should be good. Good tag team little match right here. We got Bayley versus Dakota Kai with Damage Control for the main event. Bayley charges at Dakota, throwing bombs. Crowd is chanting, "Whoop that trick." All right. Neat rope stunner by Bayley. Dakota nailed with a power bomb. Bayley punches Dakota right in the mouth. How you doing? Damage Control enter the ring. Bayley taking them out. Eventually gets overwhelmed and the match is disqualified. Boo! Damage Control beating up Bayley. Naomi runs down to help but gets taken out by Damage Control as well. Io nails a defenseless Bayley with a moonsault, landing right on Bayley's head. That looked hella painful. Match was, whatever, more about adding big heat between Bayley and Dakota, and Damage Control setting up more for their match at WrestleMania. Not a bad job, but match was whatever. Solid SmackDown overall, adding more matches for WrestleMania. The triple threat for the United States Championship should be fun, should be pretty alright. LA Knight and AJ Styles, that's a solid addition as well. And the Rock segment to kick open the show, that was some good shit, very entertaining. 6.5 out of 10 for SmackDown. Now we head to AEW. We got Dynamite in Boston. It is big business time, and oh my god, we are kicking off this show with the CEO, Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks. Oh my fucking god. I creamed. I absolutely creamed when I saw Mercedes come out. She is my favorite female wrestler over since Lita, basically. I didn't think anyone would take over Lita, but Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, I love her. She is so talented. She is just the best all-around female wrestler in my opinion, and I've been deprived of her for 2 years now after she left WWE, went to New Japan. I didn't even see one match of hers in New Japan. I've seen her there, but she didn't do anything that I saw, so I've missed Mercedes Moné a lot, and I am over the moon to have her here in AEW. Huge ovation from the crowd chanting CEO. Mercedes cannot wait to get started in AEW. Calls out Willow Nightingale. They have unfinished business. I think they had a match in New Japan and Willow ended up beating Sasha. Very interesting. And yeah, man, I am very excited to see what Mercedes Moné is going to do in AEW. It's not that the women's division is weak. There's a lot of great wrestlers there. They just, they need a little bit more, and I'm hoping that Mercedes Moné is going to absolutely change and put this women's division on its head. It's going to be a lot of fun. Double thumbs up because it's Mercedes Moné. Fuck yeah. We move on. It is story time, or a video story time with Adam Cole, baby. Tells the story of Wardlow vanquishing the champion Samoa Joe and bringing gold to the Undisputed Kingdom. An okay video, not much going on there. AEW World Championship match now. Samoa Joe defending versus Wardlow with the Undisputed Kingdom. Wardlow rips up a fan sign before the match. I always love that. I've had that done to me at a wrestling show, and it's fucking awesome. Wardlow outsmarts Joe on the walk away, hits Joe with a dive. Wardlow gouges Joe's eyes, nails a knee strike, Joe able to kick out of that. Wardlow misses the swanton. Joe leaps onto Wardlow's back, applies the coquina clutch. Wardlow falls to the mat, passes out. Joe retains the AEW championship. Pretty good match. Glad there wasn't any outside interference during this. I was actually shocked by that. And Joe beat Wardlow fair and square, man. That also is a massive shock. Swerve runs down, trying to attack Joe, but Joe able to make a smooth escape. Hell yeah, man. I mean, I like the story of Wardlow. Would I like him to be champion? Yeah, but not at the expense of Samoa Joe right now. Keep the story up, keep Wardlow going, and keep having him chase the championship. I don't know if you're ever going to get Wardlow back to that tippy top of how popular he was like a year ago, but he's doing good right now. Solid, good match right there. We have the Elite. They are interviewed. Nicholas loses it again on name pronunciation. Matthew being a nice guy, and Okada forces Alex to sing happy birthday for Matthew. Pretty entertaining little moment right here. Now we got the Young Bucks, Matthew, Nicholas Jackson, and Okada versus Penta, Pac, and Eddie Kingston. Okada playing the mind games with Eddie. Penta and Pac with the high-flying spree on the Elite. Matthew takes a wicked destroyer. Nicholas kicks Eddie in the nuts. Rainmaker by Okada, and the Elite win. I mean, watching Okada and Eddie Kingston beat the shit out of each other, that is special. That is very fun. I am loving that. And Pac has not missed a beat. He looks excellent, moving very fast. High flying is on point. And Okada fitting in very nicely right now with the Bucks. I am very much so enjoying this heel Okada. I have not seen this side of him yet. Really digging it. Good match. 7.5 at 10. We got Will Ospreay. He addresses Bryan Danielson, calling him out to prove that Ospreay is the best. Ospreay goes off, bruv. Great fired up promo here, hyping up the match of Danielson versus Ospreay. I mean, just putting that on paper is hype enough for me, but yeah, have Ospreay cut a fired up promo, getting me even more excited for this match. Bruv. Thumbs up. We got Deonna Purrazzo. She says she's going to shove a shoe up Toni Storm's ace and Mariah May's ace if she interferes with their match. Fair enough. I hear you, Deonna. We got Jay White versus Darby Allin up next. Darby still heavily taped up from Revolution. I don't know if he will ever recover from that match. Darby still doing the big dives, though, off the top rope, not giving a single fuck. White suplexes Darby into a chair, just very painful looking. Darby flip over stunner, puts Jay in the Last Supper pinfall, but Jay able to escape. Darby with the coffin drop on the apron, misses, and yet another horrific bump for Darby Allin. My God, guy, that is just brutal. Jay hits the Blade Runner, pins, and wins. My God, Darby, Relentless bumping, no matter how hurt he already is, just continues to bump as hard as possible. Getting hard to watch, honestly. Great match with lots of smooth counters, transitions, the near falls were on point. 8 out of 10. That was a great match. Bullet Club offered Darby a hand, but it's a trap. Bullet Club attacked Darby. Jay White about to break Darby's ankle with a baseball bat, but the Acclaimed run down to save Darby. White clocks Daddy Ass with a chair. Oh shit. It's on. The Ass Boys attack the Acclaimed. Darby brought back in, and White smashes Darby's ankle in between a chair with a baseball bat. Damn, bro. Well, first off, glad that super group has split up. I was not feeling that mix whatsoever of the Acclaimed mixing in with the Bullet Club. I don't think that was their plan in the first place to have it work out with them together. I think the whole plan was for Jay White to eventually turn and they have a big old rivalry. At least I hope so, because what was going on was not very good. Like, their chemistry was way off. Did not look like they were getting along with each other. And yeah, I am very glad that is over. The fallout between these two squads should be a lot of fun. And Darby Allin, my bro, go enjoy your vacation. Go climb Mount Everest, even though apparently you broke your foot. So good luck with that. Get better. Work on your mental health and come back better Darby than ever. Can't wait. We move on. Lionheart, Chris Jericho, and Hook teaming up together to face off against the Gates of Agony, Khan and Leon. Chris nailed with a pounce from Leon. He gets sent flying. Hook hot tag. He is suplexing Khan a whole bunch of times. Then gets the big man Leon up for the German suplex. Really impressive. Red Rum and the Lion Tamer combo. Khan forced to tap out. Lion Hook grabbed the W. Good teamwork for first-time partners here in Chris and Hook. Hook, impressive suplexes, pretty decent strength. Even he's not very big, but he's got some strength there. Solid tag team match right there. Jericho impressed with Hook's tag team skills, but wants to test out his one-on-one skills and challenges Hook to a one-on-one match. Hook accepts. We have Kyle O'Reilly. He has been scouting Brian Keith, challenges him to a match on Collision. Roddy in the Kingdom welcome Kyle back, and looks like Kyle is flying solo, but the door is open with the Kingdom, I imagine, at any point if he would like to join. Main event time. It is Willow Nightingale versus Riho. Willow blasts Rio with a missile dropkick. That thing was gorgeous. Rio nails a Northern Lights suplex, misses the double stomp. Willow pounces Rio out of the ring. She gone. Willow misses a dive to the outside and just falls hard to the floor. Rio double stomps Willow to the outside. Another double stomp on the inside, and Willow kicks out of that. Willow rolls out of a jackknife pin, nails a wicked sit-out powerbomb. Willow pins and wins. Fuck yeah. Awesome to see Willow Nightingale crushing it in the main event. She has been spectacular for quite a while now. Spotlight here for her. That was a great performance. And very strong chemistry with Riho. I would really like to see these two go at it again, maybe over a championship one day. Lots of nice counters in this match as well. I was digging it. 7.5 out of 10. The lights go out. It's Julia Hart. She arrives with Sky Blue to blindside Willow. Julia joins the attack on Willow. Out comes the CEO, Mercedes Moné. She takes out Hart and Blue, saving Willow, who, she said earlier, she still has some unfinished business with. So, very interesting way to end the show. And, honestly, feels like it took forever, but Mercedes Moné is all elite. I've been waiting for this day forever, and it's finally here. It took 2 years. AEW roster really been beefing up over the last month here. You got Ospreay, Okada, Mercedes Moné, Pac is back and healthy in the lineup. Like, fuck yeah. Pretty good wrestling overall this week. Excited for a potential Willow and Moné rivalry. That just on paper sounds like it'll be spectacular, and I'm glad that the Acclaimed and Bullet Club are finally separated again. Wasn't feeling that from the second it started. And the Boston crowd, loud as always, gotta give them respect. Good job out there, y'all. 7.5 for Dynamite and Big Business. We go now to Rampage, still here in Boston, kicking it off with Evil Uno and John Silver versus Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. Hungy shoves his hands into Cassidy's pockets for an enjoyable little moment right there. Best friends hug, and the referee Brinsberg is stuck in the middle of the hug. Another funny moment. Evil Uno top rope senton onto the floor, takes out Trent like, holy shit, Uno, that was wild. Thumbs up. Awesome combo from Dark Order. Orange in for the save. Orange punch on Uno. Trent hits the Storm Zero on Hungy, and the best friends win. Really good opening tag team match. Fucking hella entertaining. I was giggling throughout this one. Good pace. Love the chemistry between Dark Order and Best Friends. I mean, I want more Dark Order. They're such a good team, but yeah, they're just kind of still in the background. 7.5 out of 10. Really good match. We get a little Vincent and Dutch video package, just kind of reminding us that they're still around. All right. Saraya and Mariah firing up Zach Knight backstage. Zach grabs some random people to scream at. What a freaking maniac this guy is. I don't like it. We got Toni Storm and Mariah May. With Luther. They're going up against LMK, Sparks, and Kathleen. Toni cuts a little promo before she jumps her opponents. Toni smashing her butt into Kathleen. Mariah spinning side slam and a nice hip attack to Sparks. Storm Zero, May, and Storm grab a easy W. Basically a squash match here. I'm really digging Mariah May dressing up as Toni Storm Classic, and she looks just like Toni Storm used to look like. She acts like her. It's great. She's doing a great job there. And Deonna Purrazzo arrives with her new partner, Thunder Rosa. Toni and Mariah retreat for now, and they'll fight about it some other time. We move on. It is Takeshita with Don Callis versus Commander. Takeshita throws Commander across the ring, nails a blue thunder bomb near fall right there. Takeshita spinning brain buster puts away Commander for an impressive W. Oh man, Takeshita's offense is just so brutal. Oh, it looks so good. I love watching that guy wrestle. And Commander, great selling. He takes all those moves like a champion. 7 out of 10. Good quick match. Main event time. Trios tag team match. Undisputed Kingdom. Roddy, Bennett, and Taven versus Top Flight. Dante, Darius, and Andretti. Roddy nails End of Heartache, and Undisputed Kingdom grab the W. It's a solid standard tag team match right here. Fucking Undisputed Kingdom cutting off their end of the ring, just locking down one member. You get a little bit of a comeback there from Top Flight, some high flying. It was a fine match, but nothing special. And that's the end of Rampage. A solid Rampage, a couple of good matches, and a couple of okay matches. Rampage, again, man, just not doing much to draw my attention to this show. What are they doing? Like, all Rampage is, like, I even heard this from my wife that, you know, even the wrestlers don't like it. They just show up, there's a fucking piece of paper with matches on it, and they find out, you know, an hour, 2 hours before, oh, I'm wrestling this guy, and they gotta kind of, it seems like every match is called on the fly. That's very, very hard to do with very minimal discussion. So yeah, man, and the show is lacking. Like, you can have good matches, but you know, Rampage used to be the home of great matches, and just, I don't know, right now it's just not feeling it. 5.5 out of 10 for Rampage, and we'll finish it off with Collision in Ottawa. We're back in Canada with AEW, kicking off this show with Bryan Danielson versus Katsuyori Shibata. Holy shit. Danielson suplex to the floor. Scary looking bump right there. Everyone's okay. Shibata beating the shit out of Bryan in the corner. My goodness. We get a psycho knee out of nowhere. Shibata kicks out of that. Danielson applies the label lock, but Shibata able to survive. Danielson and Shibata go shot for shot. Just insane. They're both sitting in the middle of the ring, just wailing on each other. Like, the sweat is flying off the impact. Just amazing. Thumbs up. Danielson counters into a roll-up and snags the pinfall on Shibata. Big W right there for Danielson. And a freaking dream match out of nowhere to kick off the show. That was awesome. Shibata, fucking ridiculously stiff match with Danielson. Chops, the slaps, the kicks were brutal. And some nice counters and technical wrestling thrown in there as well. 8.5 out of 10. That was a banger. We move on. TBS Championship match. It's Julia Hart defending against Trish Adora in the house rules, and whoever wins this match, or loses this match can't interfere in a tag team match later. Something like that. Anyway, Trish puts Julia in a very unique looking submission. It looks like the octopus stretch. Really cool looking. Anyway, Trish counters the Heartless into a pinfall. We get a near fall there. Julia nails the moonsault, pins, and retains the TBS Championship. Well done effort here from Trish. Got some good offense in, some counters, even a couple of near falls. I was impressed. And Julia continues rolling as champion. Really solid match. We move on. It's Danny Garcia versus Lee Moriarty with Taylor. Moriarty with some nasty joint manipulation on Garcia. Danny explodes with some strikes, locks Moriarty in a heel hook, and Moriarty forced to tap out. Garcia grabs a W. It's a solid, quick match. Now we got another match. It's Pac versus Aaron Solo. Solo catches Pac off guard a little bit, nails some high-flying offense. Pac wakes up, puts a whooping on Solo, nails the Black Arrow, locks in the Rings of Saturn, and Solo taps out. Pac wins. Just a little tune-up match here for Pac. It was fine. Pac cuts a little promo, looking for better competition. Tell me about it. Tells Tony Khan to give it to him, or Pac will be forced to find it by himself. Just got to shout out Pac's accent. Awesome. So good. We move on. It's Bryan Danielson cutting a backstage promo, just covered in bruises from the Shibata match earlier. Claims that Ospreay is not ready for Danielson. Goddamn, just a badass promo right here. You got all the bruises on him still. Just, so cool. Claudio Castagnoli versus Lance Archer, the Mid-Hack Monster. We got Archer doing a cannonball senton off of the apron, just squishes Claudio. That looked painful. Big old choke slam by Lance. We get a near fall there. Claudio counters the blackout into a Death Valley driver, hits an avalanche cutter, but Archer kicks out. Claudio, the big swing, is interrupted by Dutch and Vincent, and the match is disqualified. Danielson runs down to help out Claudio, but Archer takes out Bryan. Shibata runs down with a chair, scares the shit out of everybody, and all the bad men run away. An alright match going on before the disqualification happens, so yeah. And now, oh god, here he is again. It's Zack Knight. He says he will not fight Angelo Paca because they're in Canada, and Canada is gross. Angelo Paca is pissed because his mom's in the crowd. My mom's out there, bro. I want fighting from my mom. Ruby calms down Parker, and Parker's like, all right, not a big deal. Lame, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck? Like, I want to see his match, I guess. I don't know. Kyle O'Reilly versus Brian Keith up next. Both men trading stiff shots. Kyle cheeky fake out knee into a straight up bitch slap. How you doing? Kyle takes a couple of wicked knee strikes, and Kyle fell into one knee. That was just vicious, bro. Oh my god. Kyle explodes with a lariat, brainbuster into the armbar. Keith taps out, and Kyle O'Reilly picks up his first W in over 2 years, they said. Wicked performance for Kyle. I love this guy selling. Might be one of the best sellers I have ever seen. Fantastic striking, great chemistry with Keith. 7.5 out of 10. Good match. Undisputed Kingdom come out to celebrate with Kyle in the ring. They lift him up on his shoulders and everything, and that's just a nice moment right there. Thumbs up. I was expecting, a turn for them to attack, but they didn't, so that's nice. We got Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa backstage. They're angry about Toni Storm's shenanigans, and they will team up together to take out Toni and Mariah May. Good luck. AEW Tag Team Qualifier thingy, House of Black, Buddy Matthews and Brody King with Julia versus the Infantry, Carly Bravo and Shawn Dean. House of Black early beatdown outside of the ring. Brody pile driver onto the announce table. Goodness gracious, that was wicked. Buddy's curb stomp, not satisfied, goes to the top rope just so Mark Briscoe can show up, throw a chair at Buddy's head. Brody chases Briscoe away, and Bravo picks up the pinfall on a knocked out Matthews, wins the match for the Infantry, and a massive upset right here. House of Black are furious with Briscoe. Match honestly was pretty long, kind of slow, really slow, a little bit boring, just a long beatdown on the Infantry. I mean, at least the finish, that was a good payoff with a huge upset victory for Infantry. And also moving along the House of Black and Mark Briscoe rivalry. So, well done, well done. Now we finish off the show with Edge and his big frickin' box is welcomed by the Canadian crowd. Sort of, it's Ottawa. Edge brings up the word Toronto, and those Ottonians, they hate Toronto, so he gets a little bit of a boo, but it's okay. Edge cuts a promo on Christian. Edge wanted to end his career together with Christian, working together, maybe get the tag team back together. Instead, they are enemies again. Edge reveals what is in the fucking box. It's Spike. What is Spike? Well, that is a 2x4 covered in spikes. Edge and Spike will work together to make Christian say, I quit next week in Toronto. And buddy, I cannot wait to see it, Edge. Can't wait. I will be there, and you guys better come near me. I'm going to touch you. I'm going to try and hug you and all that stuff. Good promo right here. And that's the end of Collision. Pretty good show this week. The opening match was an absolute banger, like a dream match. Check that one out if you can. Mostly good wrestling overall. Middle of the show was a little bit slow. Solid promos. Underwhelming main event match, but finish it off with the introduction to Spike. So not bad. 6.5 out of 10 for Collision. And we will finish it off now with the 3 stars of the week. I got one shout out here. I got to shout out Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan on Monday Night Raw. Maybe the best match I've seen Liv Morgan in. She was excellent, working very good with Becky Lynch. And, Becky, she can work great with some wrestlers not so much. I think the chemistry between these two are very, very strong. I would like these two to continue onward. And I'm also really liking Liv's new attitude. Like, no one's stepping all over me anymore. I'll stand up for myself. And yeah, that was a great match on Raw. Now for the official 3 stars of the week. 3rd star goes to... It's Jay White versus Darby Allin on Dynamite. I mean, Darby should not have even been wrestling in that match. He's probably still super hurt from the Revolution match, but he did it anyway. Took more just ridiculous bumps. The coffin drop on the apron was just horrific. I knew going into this match that, Darby's going to be taking a break after this one. So, yeah, I knew he was going to... I was hoping he would maybe take it easy, but that is not how Darby rolls. And of course, Jay White, such an excellent performer. Great match against Darby. Good enough for the 3rd star this week. 2nd star goes to Bryan Danielson versus Shibata on Collision. Just a surprise dream match out of nowhere for me. Insanely stiff. I mean, oh my God, man. Danielson and stiffness is like peanut butter and jelly. They go together so great, but oh my God, Shibata, he was throwing such heat, and Danielson throwing heat. I think after the first chop that Shibata threw at Danielson, he was already instantly bruised to shit. It was such a fun match to watch. I hella love that match right there. Good enough for the 2nd star, but the 1st star goes to... It's going to the number 1 contenders gauntlet match on Raw? Yeah, it went down on Raw. Now, the main part of this was the Gable and Sami Zayn match to finish off this gauntlet, but they told a good story getting there, right? So Ricochet started it off. He was doing good. He gets wiped out. Bronson Reed, big monster, he comes in. He starts doing big extra damage to Sami Zayn, who battles through, gets through Shinsuke, meets Chad Gable, and Gable, being a sportsman, wants a proper fight, and they had it. Insane counters. I mean, holy shit, man. I know that the name is a black spot on the wrestling business, but that match, that performance right there reminded me of prime Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, and their technical matches. Rey Mysterio, just, I'll eat it up all day. That's what I grew up on, that kind of wrestling. Oh, so good. The counters were out of control. Near falls out of control. The just great emotional performance. Chad Gable is so fucking good, man. One of these days, this guy's gonna, I don't know if he'll ever pop off, but he is so talented. I would love to see him one day have his moment in the sun, but for now, it's Sami Zayn. He's going to Mania. He'll fight Gunther, and that should be a lot of fun. Good enough for the 1st star this week, and that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You're awesome, but you want to be even more awesome, make sure you're reviewing the podcast, rating it, reviewing it. Do what you gotta do. Tell everybody about it, and help me out, the little guy over here. There's also a YouTube channel where I upload all of these episodes for you to watch on the Gamer GX video YouTube channel. There you go. All the links are down there in the description box. You can drop a comment over there on the YouTube channel, drop a question about wrestling, video games, hockey, podcasting questions. It doesn't matter. Drop a question. I'll answer it live on the podcast, shout you out, all that good stuff. There's an email address there as well. If you want to have a private conversation, that's all good as well. And of course, there is a Twitter page. You want to follow along over there, see what kind of plans I'm thinking of, when stuff comes out, all that stuff. And of course, you can get in contact with me there as well. In terms of what we got on the docket for this week in the GX Plus cast, going to have the hockey cast. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. We're going to be talking about the final playoff stretch, which teams can make it, which ones are not going to make it. There's some teams pushing, so we're going to be talking about that. And with the GamerCast this week, just did a PlayStation 1 retrospective. That was a very fun episode, just talking about all the games that I grew up with on my PlayStation, just a big old list of old games, just talking about them all. Really fun time. Hoping to have the Sekiro review done for this week's GamerCast. I am literally fighting the last boss right now. It is possibly the hardest thing I have ever fought in my life, so I'll be talking about that this week on the GamerCast, and that should be a lot of fun. Thank you again, everybody, so much for listening/watching. Hopefully you're having a good week. It's a nice-ish day out. No, it's not that nice out. Never mind. Not a nice day here in Canada, but hopefully it's good for you, and hopefully this podcast is helping you get through whatever it is you need to get through, baby. So there you go. We'll be back again with some more GX Plus Cast.